Good morning. Good morning. It's 3 o'clock a.m. I'm on my way to the gym right now. Put my trusty hat on. I had somewhat of a long night. I was out showing homes. Well, showing one particular home, the home I knew that was perfect for my client. And I didn't get home until about 10 o'clock. But the surprising thing is my energy level was way different. I'd have you think about something real quick. If you never challenge yourself, or if you never put yourself to the test, how do you really know what you can do? How do you really know? Let me adjust this. How do you really know what you're capable of, right? So many people will just and I'm so far gone in how I think that it's actually unfathomable for me to think that you would live your life and not think that you had a purpose and just wake up, go to work, go to sleep, raise your kids, retire, die. I I I just don't see the fulfillment in that. Not when there's the opportunity to jump out of an airplane, to meet the president, to travel across the Sahara Desert on camelback. There's the opportunity to go 160 miles an hour inside of a race car. When the opportunities to do so many other things exist, how can life be so secluded to just a few things? And yet, I know of people who do that all the time. But I'd have you think for just 1 second, what if you were to push past that breaking point? And let me be very, very transparent. I would be in this same time a year ago, and I would be crying. I would be literally crying. And not because I'm sad, I'd be literally crying because I would be just talking to God saying, I know it's going to work out. I just don't know how it's going to work out. And I don't know how much longer I can keep going. And I don't know how much I can keep enduring. But no matter what, even after the tears, I just said, you got to keep going. You have no option when you want more out of life. You have to keep going. That means you don't accept any excuses. You don't accept any limitations. So I was out until 10 o'clock. Well, I got home at 10 o'clock, a little bit after 10. And I got up this morning and I don't think I was tired. I think my body was still refreshed. But I laid back on the couch and I turned my alarm on because I wanted to make up that extra 15, 20 minutes of sleep. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you can push yourself to a point where there are no more excuses. You can push yourself to where you say, I can do more. You can push yourself where you say, it's possible. You can push yourself to be disciplined. Honestly, I was standing in the shower and I was washing my face and I was thinking, I wonder what some porn looks like. Right? I wonder what pornography looks like. And then immediately my mind was, it didn't arouse me. It didn't do anything for me. When you have something that's standing in your way, consuming your time, if you refuse to build a case against it, and see, I've been inside a courtroom so many times, when I say build a case, it means something to me. So you got to understand, what does build a case mean to you? And I'm thinking about in terms of how a lawyer and how a judge talks. When I'm building a case against something, that means that I'm ready to bring it to court and see why it should be convicted of a crime. So when I build the case against pornography, that means I've built enough reasons why it needs to be ejected out of my life. When I've built up a case against marijuana, it's because I've said to myself that it has created such a gap in space and in my time that it has to go. Or alcohol, it has to go. Or social media all the time, it has to go. Or going to sleep late at night, it has to go. See, all these things, all these habits, I've built cases against them when I seen that they did not suit my need or my better purpose, or didn't fit the one precious thing, the thing that I hold more precious and above anything else, which is time. Right? Simply time. It amazes me how people put such a high value on money, currency, right? Currency. The stuff that when you touch it, let me see. The stuff that when you touch it, you gotta take hand sanitizer and clean your hands off because it's dirty. The stuff that's just paper, right? It's just paper. It's just paper. There's not a shortage of this. The government prints out a lot of this stuff. They take old Levi jeans and they start making this stuff. Cotton. There's not a shortage of money. But there's more emphasis put on that than there is time. Me being in real estate, I think I have the best example of that, because when I have clients getting ready to move, they already have a job, they have kids, they have other things that they need to take care of, and yet instead of hiring a mover so that they can enjoy it, and I'm not saying that that's, everybody has $1 million to be hired moved. That's not. Don't get so caught up in what I'm saying that you become so anal to what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that consider for a moment that there's an abundance of money, right? If there's not, then you're just spending extremely reckless and you probably need to lose your money. But just I'll have you consider something for a second, that there's an abundance of money, but there's a lack of time. Why would you not trade the money for time? Why would you not put somebody in place of you to move the things around so that you had more time to either spend with your family or more time to produce this, right? Right? Simple as that. Simple as that. You can get to a point in your life where if you build enough cases against things, you can get all the time you need back and position yourself in a perfect world. Might not be perfect for everybody else. That's okay. Because they didn't come into this world with you and they're not going to leave. But you can position yourself if you just recognize the things that are holding you back. You can position yourself to have the perfect life. And every day it becomes this big game. The game of life. Simple as that.